Hi Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your March 1st to the 15th, 2021 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before I begin this reading and clear the energy space, once again a reminder not to be scammed by anybody in the comment box pretending to be me offering you a reading. That person is not me. I will not be soliciting you for anything. All right, so don't be scammed. With that being said, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowl sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Aquarius, March 1st to the 15th, 2021, Aquarius. March 1st to the 15th, 2021, Aquarius. March 1st to the 15th, 2021, Aquarius. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. And let's see what your chakra energy is for this time. Aquarius, March 1st to the 15th, 2021, Aquarius. March 1st to the 15th, 2021, Aquarius. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic, these three. So we start with soul's healing. This is the soul star chakra located 6 inches above your crown. So it's a beautiful way to start with a glorious healing coming forward. Then we have truth. This is the throat chakra. And then finally, we have communication. Once again, the third chakra. So words during this time, and especially for you Aquarius as an air sign energy, words are astoundingly important. Now the left-hand side is your inner self. The middle is your heart, your emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. We have the 9 of coins, the 9 of cups, so the repeat of the number 9 right off the bat, and especially within your inner self, within your own contemplation and personality and what it is that you're desiring for yourself, you're coming very close to a completion of a cycle. The sun, and then the moon. I love that. I love that solar complexity, the solar, the lunar coming forward, that kind of astrological complexity right here, or sky complexity. And that's what you're going to be feeling during this time. Now, you're also with the moon. This is also Pisces energy, February 19th to March 20th, which falls right in alignment with this reading, but also is if you're born on the cusp with Pisces, this is going to be coming through very powerfully within your chart, within yourself. And there's something here about making monsters guardians, which I really, really like. Okay. We have the 4 of Swords, crowning our heart. The 9 of Wands, now you have 3 9s. So you're definitely coming to a very intense and powerful conclusion for yourself during this time. You have the 6 of Cups, the 9 of Swords, now you have all the 9s. So that's really quite powerful. Something is, like, you're just on the precipice of something great, of something changing, of something coming more into focus than you thought it would. It leads us to the 5 of Swords, the 6 of Swords, I like that progression here, the Chariot, which is Cancer energy, time frame June 21st to July 22nd, and Temperance, which is Sagittarius energy, November 22nd to December 21st. Now, let's see what energy you need to be mindful of during this time. What is the energy that Aquarius needs to be mindful of? March 1st to the 15th, 2021, Aquarius. March 1st to the 15th, 2021, Aquarius. What is the energy that Aquarius needs to be mindful of? Angels and spirit guides, show us clearly. Guide this reading and show us clearly. Okay, that's it. Fantastic. So we're starting off here with Justice. Now, this is Libra energy, September 23rd to October 22nd, but it's not saying simply to mind all Libras during this time, though it might manifest that way within your life. What the cards are saying and what Spirit is saying is be very mindful of people with a rigid ideology. It's kind of like it has to be just like this. And it's kind of like white page, black print. There's no room for gray. There is no room for anything else. And that's going to be very powerful for you, because this is a time where you're feeling change come in, and you're kind of, a new season is dawning within your life. And there's a powerful way that your heart is moving you forward to a balance of self and of soul, and you're releasing so much. And this is in the public arena. This is just in the public arena that you start to see yourself going on kind of a new adventure. And it doesn't mean that you have to leave anywhere. It's just that you're entering into a new time within you. And if you have this rigidity coming in and saying, well, it has to be just like this, you can't be any other way, that's going to stifle you. That's going to silence you. And that's going to be, during this time, the last thing that you want. But because, Aquarius, you are accommodating, like not in a bad way, but in a way of like, oh, well, I'll try that. That sounds new. That sounds different. Let me see how this is. Let me see how that is. You're going to kind of be affronted, yes, that's it, affronted by this person's energy, or by this energy just in general. And so it's opening up your mind, and it's saying, you know what, you can have this strict ideology, that's great. But during this time especially, there needs to be an exploration for yourself as you move forward. And so here, just don't get caught up in it has to be one way or another. It's either right or it's wrong. It's this or it's that. And it's like, no, let it all blend together. Let something beautiful come forward. That's going to be really important for you. And then it moves you to the Prince of Pentacles. This is somebody who's quite literally on their high horse, looking at what they have created, the way that they want things to be created, the power that they have, and saying, again, there's a rigidity to them. It has to be just like this. Things can only move forward this way, and I don't want it any other way. And that's going to be something that's very hard for you. And that is something that you are confronted with, time and time again during this time period, during this evolutionary time of your soul. And what's so interesting is immediately, soul's healing comes in. So divinity is watching over you. There's this healing, there's this blessing that's coming forward from your soul star chakra located 6 inches above your crown. It just kind of rains down on you, guiding you, helping you to understand, moving you forward in such a profound way that it's like, oh. So there's going to be this sense of protection around you, this sense of healing, and this sense of beauty. And it brings you then to the truth. This is a time where your emotions and your passions start to align and are finding a harmonious balance within themselves to embrace and to embody truth, desire, and how it is that you yourself want to move forward. There's something here where you're like, oh, that's it. And with the third chakra, it's speaking your truth. Now, will people like you or will people not like you? You know what? It doesn't matter. It's not saying to put yourself in harm's way. It's not saying to confront people or anything like that. Within yourself, speak your truth. Know your passion. Know what you desire. Know your way forward, because that becomes a powerful ally for you throughout your life. And the third chakra is saying to claim your voice, claim your breath. There is the Wim Hof breathing exercises linked in the description box below. Do them, claim that breath, claim your truth. It puts you in alignment in a way that is extraordinary. I've just started doing them before the readings, and it aligns me with spirit in a way that is amazing, absolutely amazing. And then we have communication. This is again the third chakra. This is communicating on multifaceted different levels. This is picking up on so much more than people intend you to pick up on. So do be mindful of that during this time. You, Aquarius, you have a tendency to pick up on everything anyway, but this is hyper amplified. This is even more. And so during this time, just know that you are bringing more to the table. Okay, you are picking up on more than anybody expects. So you might think, oh my gosh, that person's super mad, or, I don't know what I did wrong. And their mind could be wandering. They could be, dealing with things that they had happen. And so here, the communication is telling you not to be overly sensitive to everything that you're picking up, or not to be sensitive to everything that you're picking up, not to just kind of brush it off, but to know that you're picking up on a lot more than people intend. Okay? It brings you to the 9 of coins. The 9 of coins is this blessing, this prosperity, this bounty coming forward. Is there more work ahead? Absolutely. But is it time to revel in what you have discovered, what you have accomplished? Yes, it is. And we have here the 4 of Swords. And the 5 of Swords is interesting, because the 5 of Swords is worries and doubts and fears. But there's a prosperity that comes, okay? And you need to step back, and you need to see everything that you have been through. Spirit's saying this is very important, to see everything that you have been through, to claim this truth, and then to sit in your prosperity, because there's something in the public arena that's testing you. And you had thought within your own mind, your own self, you're like, oh, but this is it. Like, I have this figured out. I understand, what I need to do. And this energy right here can cancel out the energy of the 9 of Cups. So the energy of the 5 of Swords can cancel out the energy of the 9 of Cups. Don't let it. Don't let, kind of having this force come forward, having this testing, this battle, okay, take away from your prosperity, because it's going to want to. There's a sense of, there's a sense of self-doubt, like, I'm not doing as well as I should be doing. I'm not moving as far forward as I should be moving. And what Spirit is saying right now is to really sit in, like, connect with the energy that you are accomplishing. Let yourself take in your blessings, take in your bounty. And even if there's a sense here, well, we're not doing enough, we're not moving forward enough, what Spirit is saying is, yes, you are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. And there's a power to that. There's a power to knowing that this isn't the end of the journey. For so many, it's just the beginning, or it's a new way of opening up the doors. And there's this beauty, there's this revelry that has to be embraced. And it brings us to the Nine of Cups. It brings us to a wish being granted within our hearts, within our souls, within what we desire. And it's the duality here of the practicality of the earthly plane and the spiritual plane with the cups, with the emotions and the understanding that is so important. So the Nine of Cups is opening up our blessings. The Nine of Cups is something that's going to be so much easier for other people to see than for ourselves. And so embracing the sense of love and understanding and beauty and peace, and knowing that wishes are coming forward, that things that felt so far out of reach come just a little bit more in reach. It doesn't mean that everything aligns perfectly and beautifully all at once. It means that we are developing a path forward. And that's why you're on the precipice during this time of something great. You're just about to take off into so much more than what you expected. And it brings you then to this being mirrored with the sun and the moon. So the earth, right? The sun that warms the earth, and the moon, which controls the water, which controls the tides. So with the sun coming forward, there is a sense of happiness and blessings and prosperity and success. This is the happiest card in the whole entire deck. The sunbird, which is what this is, flies and brings forward the dawn, awakens the earth. And that's what's happening. This beauty, this passion, this power is being awakened within you. And as it is awakened, you find yourself embracing more truth, more understanding, more power, more being. And it's like, oh, this is me. This is what I desire. Now, will people try to take you by eyes? Whenever you have the sun card come up, whenever pure happiness starts to come into your life in little drips and drabs, people want to take it away. Why? Because they're jealous. They don't want you to have the beauty that you have within your life. They don't want you to be happy because they themselves aren't happy. And it's kind of like misery loves company. So here, it's looking at what you desire, looking at what you are creating, and embracing the joys, embracing the prosperity, embracing the love, embracing the being, because it moves you to the moon. And what the moon is doing here is the moon has us looking at our fears. So the blessings come, and we get all excited. And yet, there's this part in the back of our mind that says, when is this going to fall? When is everything I built going to collapse? I'm so used to having fear come in. And that's what we've been programmed for. We've been so used to having fear come forward, to having things fall apart, to having us become overwhelmed. And the moon makes us look at that, makes us look at our fears. It makes us look at the way our emotions ebb and flow like the tide. It makes us look at what has an influence on our hearts and what does not. And the power of the moon during this time is to take the monsters that are over us as we sleep, as we go through our lives, and to not have them be our nightmares, but to have them be our guardians. It's saying, this is the ferocity that once I was afraid of. This is the power forward that once I thought, oh, I couldn't do. But now I claim my power. I know my truth. And what used to frighten me, now I see the wisdom of. It's also looking at the monster within us. As Jung would say, it is the shadow self. And as we look at the shadowed self, we look at what we are capable of, but what we do not bring to the surface. And so within ourselves, within the inner self, to embrace the prosperity that we want, to let the wishes keep on being granted, to have that loveliness shine within us, to let the light and the joy come forward, and to embrace happiness, we have to look at all sides of our personality. We have to look at the complexity of our souls and what we desire and where we need to be, and the ebbs and flows of our own life and our own times, and what we have accomplished and what we have let fear hold us back with. So during this time, there is a sense of great prosperity coming forward, but also great complexity, almost at times trying to bar us from the way our hearts want to move, from what it is that we greatly desire. And that's why our hearts here are saying, meditate, sit in your truth, okay? This is looking at your life story. And instead of looking at your life story and seeing everything with what is it? Hindsight is 2020. Seeing everything with the way you should have done it. Look at things and say, this is how I did it. This is how I conducted myself, for better or for worse. Lesson learned. Let me move forward. Battle won, lost, but respected. Let me embrace my truth. And this is what the Four of Swords says. It says to look at what we have accomplished, what we have failed at, our life history, and see the wisdom that we can take from the knowledge of our living. And it brings us then to the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands is everybody telling us everything, right? And us standing battle weary in our truth. It can be also wavering, sitting there and thinking, what's the point? Why do I do this? What is my reasoning forward? Where is it that I want to be? The Nine of Wands sees our questioning, sees our heart, and it kind of goes for our weak spots, which is rude, but also very spiritually helpful, because the Nine of Wands takes us and makes us face what we do not want to face. And even though we're battle weary, we're still strong. We are still strong within our souls, powerful within ourselves, mighty within our spirits. And that is looking at the triumph. There's an underlying victory call that's coming up. It's like a trumpet call coming up during this time, where it's like, I am more prosperous. I am more bountiful than I realize. I have walked through more hells than I care to recount. And so then it leads us to the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups is nostalgia. Now, it can be looking at the past and letting all the negativity that was spoken over you, over the past, beat you down, take away your voice, rob you of your joy, because you were cursed. And isn't that what somebody speaking negativity over us does? They curse us. They take away our power. They take away our voice. But this is reclaiming it. This is looking at the past because you have honored it. You have looked at it. You stand true against all the voices that come your way. And it can be, quite literally, Aquarius, for so many of you, it's going to be those voices of the past. It's also going to be those people that come in, and those people that just look at you and find your weak spots instantaneously and go for it. It's like, oh, wow, you have a broken arm, I'm going to squeeze it, type of thing. And it's just a bit of cruelty, but that's who they are. And so here, as you stand in your truth, yes, you get attacked, but you're also going to find yourself facing a lot of things that would have crumbled you before. If you move out of the past, if you move out of saying the past is my reality for the present, you're going to find yourself moving forward in a way that you hadn't realized. This is the victimization. This is the trigger warnings. These are, all the things that we have coming forward. These are our coping mechanisms that we've learned in our lives to say, okay, well, I can arm myself against this, or I can, make things bearable. Life isn't just supposed to be bearable. It's supposed to help us thrive. It's supposed to help us move forward. Life isn't always comfortable. And so many of the moments that shape us are the moments of suffering and of pain and of discomfort and being thrown out of our comfort zones. But as we claim our truth and our power, and as we see our past as the learning tool that it so powerfully is, it moves us to facing the nightmares, which is what you're rooted in during this time. You're going to be pushed at times to your limit. You're going to be looking at things and seeing yourself, again, on the precipice, on the cliff, on the edge of something so much greater than you thought would come. And at times, fear is going to win over. At times, you will want to run away and say, I can't do this. If you're not ready for it now, that's okay. And if you're saying, oh my goodness, I'm ready for it, I just can't wait to move forward, but still in the back of our minds, we are speaking doubt over ourselves. We're contradicting, the blessings that we're embracing. Then that means it still takes time. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day, and it didn't fall in a day. It takes time to build something that is remembered forever. And it takes time to destroy something that is remembered forever. And these are the places that we're at within our lives. The Nine of Swords, the worries, the doubts, the fears, the horrors, the shames, the disappointments, the cage, the restlessness, the insomnia. That's part of evolving. It gets really uncomfortable before clarity starts to come. It gets really too much before something shifts, something awakens, and we move forward. The Nine of Swords makes us see our fears. And this time, it's very big about finding balance and harmony after fears, doubts, and chaos. It moves us then to the Five of Swords. There is something in the public arena that is testing you, right? This is something where you're going to think, oh my gosh, didn't I do this already? Didn't I live through this? Don't I suffer enough? And the Nine of Swords is saying, there's hurt, there's pain. Not Nine of Swords. The Five of Swords is telling us there's hurt, there's pain, and there's disappointment, that we live once and we get attacked with it again. And it is only until we start to change ourselves where we can start to change the situation. You might even find that you're thinking about the past a lot. People who made you feel really guilty or like you weren't doing enough. And you're going to start to see that what you're thinking about when you're looking at it is not, oh wow, I didn't do that right. But you're going to sit there and say, well, why didn't I say this? And why didn't I stand up for myself? And it can make you have a bit of a regret, but it's also showing the power of the change of your soul. So things are going to come up where you're like, oh my gosh, not this again. And it's going to make you think of a time that caused you discomfort, anger, upset, upheaval. But it's also going to make you realize that you're not the same person who was terrorized in the past. And it brings you to the Six of Swords. It brings you to taking all your knowledge, all your understanding, and moving forward. Waters get choppy, yes, but you have the Chariot. And the Chariot is this force of heart's truth. This is the determination of soul. This is the going after what you want. This is the opening up of the doors and saying fiercely and proudly, this is me. This is taking the path of kings and queens, emperors and empresses, and pharaohs. This is moving forward with a ferocity of spirit that changes so much within us because it harnesses the power of our emotions. It calls to the depth of our soul. It takes skill, it takes time, it takes training to embrace our hearts the way that we are. And it brings us then to temperance, to balance, to understanding, to the day and the night coming in, the truth and the sorrow being seen, the masculine and the feminine being honored within us, never one above the other, but always together, in beauty, in synchronicity, in truth. This is about love. This is about finding our footing. This is about knowing ourselves. And it moves us deeper. Aquarius. March 1st to the 15th, 2021, Aquarius. March 1st to the 15th, 2021, Aquarius. March 1st to the 15th, 2021, Aquarius. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels. And spirit guides, angels. And spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And one bonus card. Okay. The Queen of Cups, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Again, strong Pisces connection here. The Two of Coins. The Strength card, Leo energy, time frame July 23rd to August 22nd. We then have the Knight of Cups, which is beautiful. Knights protect queens. the Page of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, the Three of Swords. The King of Coins, earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Again, the sun shines through. This time, instead of instead of being at your inner self, it is here at the center of your, what is this? Your public arena. Yes. There's something about this. And then you have the magician, the inspiration, the power, the beauty, the truth. And there's just something very Shakespearean. I don't know why that I always get this with this card, where it's something about like this drama coming forward, this inspiration, this way forward in life that just opens the eyes, that stands the test of time, that brings creativity forward. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. So over all of this, okay, over absolutely all of this is a change in seasons, which is what Spirit was talking about before. You're entering into a new season. This is why you're on the precipice of something great. You can feel this change coming. It's within your bones. It's so powerfully you. And it's leading you to be a queen of your heart. Now, that's not hard for you to do, Aquarius, but to open up your understanding, to move forward in your truth, to see things openly, honestly, succinctly, and powerfully is going to be one of the blessings that really helps you obtain your gifts, that really helps you step into your power, to see what needs to be celebrated now, instead of thinking, oh no, I can't celebrate, there's too much to do. There's power and there's greatness here to be called forward. And it brings us to the Two of Pentacles. It brings us to this place of needing balance, of understanding that as the sun shines, as happiness comes in, we've been balancing everything else but ourselves. We don't have ourselves firmly planted on the ground, firmly within our own power, knowing our truth, knowing what we desire. And it leads us to looking at our strength in a different way, to say, if I'm not strong, how can I carry everything I need to carry? How can I take care of everything I need to take care of? Where is the me in this? And have I lost myself? The strength is power and determination, focus and truth. This sense of the monsters become the guardians. What we have feared, what we had thought and have made larger than life within our own minds, become the guardians of our truth, become the guardians of our power. And it's looking at the fact that we are conquering so much and changing the game. It brings us to being defenders of our hearts and our souls as we reflect, as we contemplate, as we, look at where we stand when the whole world's screaming and saying, but this is me. This is where I need to be. This is what I desire. This is how I want to move forward. And then it shifts us to the Page of Wands, to being a student of the fire within us. Why do we get out of bed in the morning? What is it that we desire? We're not living for the past. And so often, life becomes living for the past. Past hurts, past pains, past disappointments. Now we live for the present, for the moment. We plan for the future. Of course, that's just wise. But we look at the here and the now, and we claim it, and we hold it. And it leads us to the Three of Swords, to looking at the hurts, the pains, and the disappointments that have caused the nightmares, that have caused the fears. If everything was always okay, then we wouldn't be afraid. The Three of Swords, coupled with the Nine of Swords, right, is telling us that there are many things within us that we have to face. Hurts, pains, and disappointments that need to be named, that need to be voiced, that need to be understood. Because if they're not, we will never become the ruler of our prosperity. We will always be on the outside looking in. And we want to be to the point where it's like it's good to be king. It's good to have all that you desire and all that you need. Because as we do so, and as we look at the troubles that come ahead, and we look at the way forward, it's laying a road of prosperity. And as it lays a road of prosperity, we get to be blessed. And this is not only blessed, it's crowned by those who have passed, okay, spirit, and loved ones who have passed, or, ancestral energy that is around you. But you're going to be very attuned to the spiritual world. And there's a power, there's a focus, there's a determination that is leading you forward in a way that's like, this is my path, this is what I desire, this is what I'm going after. And it calls forward a blessing. It calls forward happiness. It calls forward a sense of, this is me. And it leads us to this inspiration, to this magic, to over the temperance card, right? Over this is my balance, this is my harmony, this is what I love, this is my way forward. And I get to stand on stage and say, this is me. This is where I need to be. I stand before the altar of my existence. And as Shakespeare said, all the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. And each man in his time plays many parts. And this is what we embrace, the many parts that we play, the power, the determination, the focus that leads us forward, the skills that are needed to become more than what we ever thought we could be. And we embrace the elemental truth of the tarot. And as above, so below. As we think it, so it becomes. And we become more than we realized we could ever be, because we stand in our magic, we stand in our truth, and we see the power and the inspiration of transformation. That's being the alchemist. That is taking lead, that is taking the normal human and turning it into gold, turning ourselves into priceless, valued beings. It brings us to the spirit animal message. Aquarius, March 1st to the 15th, 2021, Aquarius. March 1st to the 15th, 2021, Aquarius. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly, guide this reading, and show me clearly, angels. Okay. Just these two. To the hawk spirit. And this says, let spirit be your guide, because spirit can fly higher and see more clearly than we ever can ourselves. Let spirit guide you. Let spirit inspire you. It brings us then to the skunk spirit. Know your worth. So often we think we're worthless. We go through life not thinking we're worth anything. And that's not okay. The world steals our worth. It puts hurtful, angry, spiteful people in our path that keep on poking the wounds and making us feel like we'll never heal. We'll never get to where it is that we desperately want to be. Know your worth. Let yourself know your value so intrinsically that nobody can steal it from you and nobody can make you doubt yourself. Your subconscious spirit animal message is the whale spirit. Trust in the great mysteries. There's so much about this world that we're never meant to know. Divinity holds the secrets. Trust in the mysteries. Trust in the whale spirit, the guardian of the records of the world. It leads us to our subconscious person message, which is ourselves. Aquarius, you are coming through, stepping into the essence of you. You're represented by the star in the major arcana. The star is the soul's wish coming forward. You can be the wish of the world, the power, the beauty, the prosperity, if you open up your soul to who it is that you were born to be and the blessings that divinity has given you. Your subconscious chakra message is inspiration, the sacral chakra. You're releasing so much negativity and pain from this life and past lives. You're finding yourself embracing a new dawn, a new day, a new way forward. It inspires you and it guides you. It brings us then to our tarot message, which is strength. Again, Leo coming forward. So you have Leo right here. The sense of strength, the sense of inner power, the sense of might of soul and will of heart, is stronger than any brute force that can be thrown at you. it brings us then to go deeper. And we have the Ace of Swords, a gift, Aquarius, just for you. Embrace this gift and move yourself forward, cutting through doubts and fears, focusing on your breath, the power of your voice, the embracing of your truth, and claiming the exact place that you want to be within your life, the exact power forward. All right, Aquarius, I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we are inspired to embrace happiness and to live in abundance. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Aquarius.